Hello, my name is Marta, and today I'm going to go over the graphic designs that we did for this assignment. We're still reusing Ray Tracer like last assignment, but this time we're using it for texture. I will go over the starter code and what specifically was our task. Let me share my screen. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a texture.png file where this texture in the starter code was mapped out onto a cube, onto a 3D cube. And our task was to take the sphere.obj file and map out this texture onto the sphere. So let me just run the code. It's already running, but just to show you. Okay, perfect. This is what it looks like. It is not a smooth texture, and I'll explain why it's not smooth. Yeah, but this is what our output looks like, and I'll go over my code. Sorry, I have multiple screens here that I'm opening. I'll open. Okay, so we didn't really have much of a change in this code. We didn't, aside from Ethan adding, this is uncommented. This is commented, so it's not in working, but besides importing some libraries, most of the change that we did was all here because the starter code provides everything and sets the ground for us. But I'll go over what I did and what it does. But in general, what this whole code that we changed does is that it's a loop that extracts specific tokens from a face dimension in the OBJ file and splits them into retrieve the splits them to retrieve the vertices, I'm so sorry, and stores these values into an array for constructing a triangle. So that's all that it's doing, and that is why it looks a little choppy. It's not a smooth texture. But in the what's it called? In the star code in the cube, it was a smooth texture in one side, and then the other side was one texture. But this one is a sphere, so it's a little harder and to have it smooth. So I'll explain my code. So here, the first line of code, it's an array that indices the tokens that will be used from the new triangle. And like in many OBJ files, a face with more than 3 vertices is broken into multiple triangles. So for example, the first triangle might be using a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3 tokens, but for the second triangle, we'll be using 1, 3, 4 tokens. And then this is a counter value that I added just to track the changed data. It's just to keep track of the position of the arrays where the parsed data will be stored. And this one is also just a println statement where it's printing out the counters. So like if we go here, this is where it's printing it. So that's what it's doing. And then this code, what it's doing is that it splits the tokens at position I and from a string to an int. Oh, sorry. It splits a token at the position I into 2 parts, one from the vertex index and one for the UV, which is the texture coordinates index. So it splits that. And then once it splits that, it converts the first part of the split from a string to an integer and subtracts 1 to convert from the OBJ format to a zero-based indexing using the code. So that's what we are basically doing, and the other teams also added into these vertices, and yeah, that's what we've been doing, and this is all the main changes that we did into this code to turn it into a sphere, not into a sphere, but to map out this texture from the texture.png file into this sphere. But thank you so much for watching this, and thank you so much and have a great day. So to share.